All right, Titan Nation, I'm going to be doing one more of these videos, tutorials to get you prepared for the upcoming school year. Today, plan on doing this one on screening students and staff and visitors, and what our plan is for that. I'm doing this now. You probably won't see me again for another week, as I plan on getting out of town for a few days and getting away from a computer and my phone and just relaxing up at Camp Luray. So plan on this one today, and then probably at the end of next week I'll be back in and try to get a few more portions of our Safe Start into this this format, so you can hopefully be prepared and have some of your questions answered about how we're planning on starting. Yesterday, I told you to go to MichiganLutheran.org to find all of these, and that is now set up. So you just scroll down to this part, and there's a new page that's been created. MichiganLutheran.org /reopen is the page, or reopening is the page, and what you'll find on this page is our entire Safe Start plan by clicking on this link. The different learning virtual learning and hybrid learning in those different phases like I talked about yesterday, and then the videos will be uploaded here, as well as the entire Safe Start slideshow that I've put together, which I will go to right now, and we'll take a look at today the screening of students. I started a one slideshow now that's going to have everything in it, and you can just navigate to which one you want to go to by clicking on the links on the page. So we're just going to go through real briefly today what we plan on doing with screening students and staff who are in person beginning in August. So it starts with the Berrien County Health Department. They're going to help guide a lot of what we will be doing, our policies and procedures, and we'll work closely with them. They've been very helpful in speaking with all of our all the schools in Berrien County so far, giving us guidance, and we'll continue to look to them for guidance. So if things change, it'll be likely because the Berrien County Health Department has shared with us new data or new policies, procedures, best practices, and we'll implement those as we go along. We've taken room 106. If you don't remember which room that is, if you were to walk in our front doors and go right through the brick wall, right behind that brick wall is room 106. It's typically an after-school room. It's a little bit of a one-on-one study room. It's going to be our quarantine room. We're going to set up a couple of cots or beds in there, as well as a place. Well, it'll be a place for students to go if they come down with a fever at school or they get sick, rather than sitting in Miss Carroll's office, which is what we've always done in the past, waiting for their ride. They'll go in room 106, and we'll check in on them until their parents can come and get them, or obviously if they can drive and their parents feel it's okay for them to drive home, we'll just send them home after contacting the parents. But we don't plan on screening every student as they walk in the door. That's not actually something that is required of us. We're going to leave that up to parents, and you can see that right down here, that parents, 100.4 is unacceptable to be in the building. That's the temperature that we ask that you do not send your son or daughter to school if they have that. So please check them on a daily basis. I know that would be a little difficult if you're out of the house and they're getting ready and driving to school with high schoolers, but do your best so that they know that they should not be coming to school sick anymore. We have ways so that they don't have to push themselves to get to school. We have what I showed you yesterday is our hybrid learning plan. If they feel like they want to come to school because they don't want to get behind, and which I know has happened in the past, students have come to school sick, we are going to strongly ask you not to do that this coming year. Instead, take advantage of the hybrid learning plan that I shared yesterday. If you're not unsure of that one, go back in this or go to the website and watch that video about what that'll be, and we'll be sharing that with the students when they come. It's very important that any symptomatic students don't come to school. And if we find them here at school and they're groggy and they're not looking good and we're going to screen them. We're going to ask them to come into to the secretary's office, and we'll temp test them. And if they have a fever, then they will have to go home for the day, and then they will be marked absent for the day. So to avoid that, if they really are trying to push themselves to come to school, we're going to ask that they stay home and use the hybrid learning, and jump on Google Meet at those times of the day and get their information that way. Just stay home. Let's keep the sick students at home this year and not bring them in where they could possibly infect a number of other people who are here. That goes for staff as well. So if a staff member does come down with a sickness, we're going to ask them to as well stay home. Don't try to push through. There's a possibility of us getting people to cover classes and them jump on Google Meet from home and teach from home. And we can broadcast that in the classroom so the students can continue to learn from their teacher right in the classroom, and then we'll have somebody monitoring the room, a substitute or one of our staff. We pick up for each other. Same thing for staff. We do not want them coming into school sick, possibly infecting others. Visitors, any visitor who comes to the school during the school day, we're going to say please limit the footprint in the building during the school day. If you need to come and drop something off, simply buzz Miss Carol in the office at the front door and say, I've got something to drop off. She'll come and meet you at the door and grab whatever you need. If you truly need to come into the building, you will be subject to a temperature test, a screening of sorts, and you'll be asked to wear a mask as you come in as well. So as much as we love having people come in and out of our building and seeing people, obviously visitors at the beginning of the school year until we know more, limit the amount of time you're in our building. Lunch staff, once I'll be doing one of these videos just on lunch and what that's going to look like, so that's going to be different this year once we have everything in line. But if you are a visitor and you're a volunteer for lunch, you'll be subject to a temp test and wearing masks and things like that, as well as you prepare the meals for our students. So that's all I've got for today. A little bit about screening and what we're planning on doing to keep the sickness out of the building as much as possible. We're all in this together. We all want to make sure that it's not because of me that I've gotten somebody else sick. So if you know that you are come down with something, stay home. We've got options for you this year, and parents, be vigilant in screening and knowing how your son or your daughter are feeling. And if they can't make it, just call in and say they'll be online today, and that will be totally fine. And that will be actually something that we'll all be thankful for. So God's blessings to all of you. I will see you. I'll do another one of these next week.